Hey, this is something that happened to me when I was about 19 years old. And up until that point, it was probably the scariest thing I'd ever been through. It's something I can laugh about now, but in that moment, it was awful. This is the time I almost started a forest fire. I grew up in Delaware, and we had these woods that backed up to our neighborhood. We had to go underneath the highway to get there. And it was a place that we played all the time growing up. There was a graffiti scene there. There was a river with a rope swing, train tracks, and just plenty of places to hide and seek and climb trees. It was awesome. And I didn't play there much when I was like 16, 17. I kind of phased out in that era, but I revisited. I started to camp there and have a good time. I was watching a lot of Survivor Man and Man versus Wild, and I went through this like camping phase. And like I said, I was 19, so I was definitely a little older. And one day, me, my cousin David, and my two foster brothers, Greg and Brandon, we found this space that maybe looked like it had been cleared out in the past. There was like a little fire pit and it was kind of brushed over. And it was probably like 20 by 20, mostly cleared out. We had to go down and maybe rake things out. We found like some garbage underneath the bridge. People would just throw stuff. So we found like a mailbox and some fallen, less thick trees. We made a perimeter around this space over like a period of like a week. We got it all cleared out, made a fence, put up a mailbox. Like I said, we found this oil drum barrel. That was kind of cool. That was kind of sitting in the corner. Um, yeah, there was like a homeless dude that lived a little ways down. He made this like cool cabin and shit. It was just an awesome place to hang out. And we decided, like, yo, we should stay here on like Friday night into Saturday. We had been working like Monday through Thursday or something. We're like, yes, we're gonna camp out Friday. And you can kind of see the highway from the distance, but generally it was really private. We were under some trees. We had everything looking nice, and we showed up on Friday with a couple tents and sleeping bags and a cooler with like bacon and eggs. We were gonna make a sick ass breakfast. We had like a a grill top and stuff, and we stayed the night Friday, and it was sick. We didn't really drink at the time or anything like that or smoke. We just hung out and chilled, shared stories. We just all loved that moment, just that youthful time, just to chill and hanging out in the woods during summer break. Like that was the greatest thing we could do at the time. So we wake up in the morning and everyone's kind of hanging out, and decide to make breakfast. So we got that barrel and built a fire in there, and it was woofing. It was just running hot, and my dumbass 19-year-old brain, it didn't click that like different fires are different temperatures, and they're certainly hotter than like an electric griddle that I was used to or something. So the barrel was woofing, and I got that grill grate and put it on top. I think we brought a baking sheet from our oven at home and some aluminum foil, and I threw some bacon on there. And for a minute, it was sizzling up and it was smelling good. It was smelling like breakfast. And out of nowhere, the grease just started to explode. And this fire was just like, it turned into a grease fire just so suddenly. And I'm looking around. We certainly don't have any like enough water or anything. Um, so I just kind of blacked out and threw the pan like just off the fire, like, oh, get it away. Not realizing that it landed on a tent, one of the tents. And these tents were from like Walmart. I don't know if that makes a difference or anything, but basically what I'm getting at is it wasn't like fireproof to any regard. It immediately uh, caught flames and went up like what seemed like 10, 15 feet of just black smoke, and the barrel's on fire still, that pan's on fire, the tent's on fire, and basically everyone just takes off running. But I stayed there, and I thought I had a cell phone, but I don't know. I wasn't making any calls. I just something told me to stick around, even though I wasn't like trying to put it out or helping. I just stayed there. Like I wanted to, if I could do anything to keep it from spreading, I was gonna do that. And off in the distance, I start looking up at the highway and seeing cop cars and lights. And first it's like two or three, and then it's like it seems like 20 across this bridge. I'm like, "Oh my god, dude." I'm shaking. And we start getting these like calls off this PA system coming out of the bridge. And it's like, "What's going on? We're looking for a way to get down there. Uh, we're looking for something. Just stay there. Just stay there." And maybe 5 minutes go by, and a fire truck goes to another part of the woods where there's this like shed and dirt trail. There's not really infrastructure. There's no roads other than the railroad there. And these firemen, like 10 of them, just start walking up with I think they just had like these giant fire extinguishers, portable units, and they spray it out. And they start like asking me questions like, "How long have you been here? Are you homeless? What are you doing?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm just camping." I kind of explained what happened, and they start looking around. They're like, "Wow, you got a great place here. You put a little fence up. Oh, is that a mailbox over there? Nice. Got your tents. This is cool." And then he just like kicks over the mailbox and the little fence, and he's like, "Yeah, this was incredibly stupid. You can't be down here." And I don't know if he specifically said like, "You're not in trouble, like you're free to go," but the cops didn't show up. They weren't doing anything, that to detain me. So I was incredibly relieved to clean up and go home, not in trouble and not starting a forest fire. And when I reflect on that, it was incredibly stupid, and also feel like I was like too old to be doing that dumb shit. But that's how I almost started a forest fire.